On August 21, 2013, shocking images of dying men, women, and children from Syria hit the airwaves in what appeared to be the result of a massive chemical attack. 15 days later, the U.S. confirmed the chemical attacks, and President Obama had to react.
When you start seeing chemical weapons used on a large scale, and again, we're still gathering information about this particular event, but it is very troublesome.
There's strong proof they used them already, though, in the past.
Then that starts getting to some core national interests that the United States has.
But what is the chemical gas sarin, and how does it affect people? We turn to Dr. Jeffrey Laskin, a professor of toxicology at Rutgers University. His primary research goal is to design therapies to counteract chemical weapons.
Well, this is research that we're doing trying to understand how chemical warfare agents affect the blood and bone marrow. A lot of this work is done either in model systems or in theoretical systems.
People can get exposed to sarin in various ways, such as skin contact or eye contact, breathing air that contains sarin, drinking water that contains sarin, by eating contaminated food, and even clothing can release sarin.
A typical nerve agent like sarin works by blocking receptors that are important in the functioning of your muscles.
Like other nerve agents, sarin attacks the nervous system by stopping nerve endings in muscles from switching off. Without the switch-off function, muscles get tired and no longer work.
Everything depends on the levels of exposure. So if you're exposed to a sufficient amount, it certainly could kill you. If you're exposed to lesser amounts, you can exert symptoms that might be rather unpleasant and incapacitating.
Some of the symptoms are convulsions, paralysis, respiratory failure, and loss of consciousness.
Through Counteract, we're mostly involved in developing what the government likes to call countermeasures or antidotes against chemical toxins, hence the name Counteract. So it's to counter agents of chemical terrorism is what the Counteract stands for, and what we're trying to alleviate, try to come up with some type of antidote to these agents.
With limited access to nerve agents, Dr. Laskin often collaborates with military researchers to study how they work.
Well, certainly for many of the chemical warfare agents like mustard gas or sarin or a variety of other nerve agents, those are restricted chemicals in the United States, and we're certainly not allowed to use them in the laboratory here. And we work with either the military to do our analysis or exposure analysis, or there are a few government-approved private contractors that are set up to handle these agents.
As tensions in Syria continue to rise, many countries worry about the use of chemical weapons. And as technology advances, new antidotes might be found in order to help combat chemical warfare.